Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Yellow.
They'll run. It's Rashard Smith. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. 1st down.
Well, as we've learned over the years, just because a guy plays left tackle doesn't mean he doesn't have run blocking abilities. And we just saw it there. Controlled the line of scrimmage, created a big gain.
That's kind of a bonus. He's there to protect that high value that you have back under center, but he creates space in the run game.
Yeah, not only can he dance, he can mash, too.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on 1st and 2nd down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
So their task a little bit more difficult now. 2nd and 13 that they're walking up on. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Looking to put a drive together.
Come on. Hit. Hiking 18.
They go play action here on 1st down. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, what a response by that defensive unit, Charles, because they just saw their offense throw the interception. They come out there, not only get an interception of their own, but they take it back for the touchdown.
I won't sing it because no one wants to hear that, but perhaps an early case of anything you can do, I can do better between these defenses. A lot of people came to expect the offense to light this game up, but so far, the defenses are stealing the show.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And that makes the score 7-0.
Seahawks, nothing. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 35-yard line.
Ready.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Go.
Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick 6, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick 6 and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
He's got it wide open, complete. And he's got this down to the 35. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 35-yard line. They're going to look to throw. And that is incomplete.
The Seahawks at 6-5 now on the year. They come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
And you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
His first catch, good for 16 and a first.
Another nice play there. They've gotten down into the red zone in no time at all. That's what this offense can do when they get on a roll. And now they're set up with a 1st and 10.
Again, he'll drop to throw. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Chiefs force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They begin with a run by Smith. And space opens a bit as he gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. To throw, it's Mahomes.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
One thing that you're going to see from this offense is that they love the matchup with their wide receivers against this secondary. That one wasn't successful, but don't expect them to back away from attacking all game long.
Here's Mahomes to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Chiefs 1st down, I do believe. Yes, he's got it by about a yard there on 3rd and 3.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a 1st down.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. And he will take it all in for a Chiefs touchdown.
And Xavier Worthy,
his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Chiefs have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Butker now to add the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead.
14. Seahawks, nothing. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on defense.
No one's mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. 1st down.
Seahawks, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
They'll run. This is Bashal Tutin.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13.
Come on, set.
They'll drop to throw. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. That one good for 20 on the catch and run. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory, down at the 33.
And they'll run on the inside handoff.
And down inside the 15 he goes. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Here we go, set.
He'll look to throw. And he's got it. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown.
And the Seahawks are back within a score.
Extra point attempt to follow here. And that one makes it 14-7.
Makes the score Chiefs 14, Seahawks 7.
This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away.
And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
The last time out, they had to march almost the full length of the field for their touchdown. So here, much easier, Charles, with this better starting field position.
I love your sarcasm, but I love even more your observation because, look, what they did last time out, now with a shorter field, they should have a lot of confidence they're going to put more points up on the board. So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be...
Oh, the turnover fuss continues. Here's another interception.
The 20. 5. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, turnabout is fair play, I guess. They had a pick six against them earlier, and now this defense, Charles, they get a pick six of their own.
And for a moment, let's just set aside how it impacts the scoreboard, because how about the response? One defense gets the pick six, the other comes back and matches it. These are two defenses that are planning on winning the game for their teams themselves.
This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They had that 14-0 lead, but that has evaporated as they go to work here, 1st and 10. He's going to loft one deep over the middle. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. A big play there for KC. 67 yards.
Chiefs, first down.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. From the gun, it's Mahomes. This is caught. 3 yards is the gain that time. 2nd and goal.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
2nd and goal from the 1.
And Mahomes is going to keep it.
And he is in. Touchdown, Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Chiefs have taken the lead.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead is now 21-14.
Seahawks 14. Harrison Butker to kick off 14.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here.
From the 41, here's 2nd and 4.
65.
He'll drop to throw. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
Gain of 12 yards.
They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Ready? Let's go. Cowboy 80.
They'll look to throw now on first down. 20, 10, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A big play there. 47 yards.
And the Seahawks are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied at 21. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away.
And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch, over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And the last time I looked at repeat that in Charles' defense, they were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
These two teams all tied after one. A first down carry for Smith. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Mahomes will do it himself. And Mahomes picking up the first as he slides and hits the deck. 17 yards on the pickup there. The drive will continue.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone.
15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Exactly what they needed right there because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
Now they'll throw with Mahomes. He finds Smith out of the backfield. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, and maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5.
And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown.
Rashard Smith, his 8th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chiefs have moved out in front. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And they will take a 7-point lead.
Seahawks 21. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 20. Six-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out when they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around.
On the double.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's a second down and 6.
Here we go. Set. Let's go.
They'll look to throw here.
Now he'll tuck this and run.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
One thing you always worry about when he breaks the pocket is he going to take off with it? That time, the pressure was starting to close in, and he's just got to throw this one away.
On third down, he'll drop to throw.
He'll try and do this himself.
And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up fourth down.
These two offenses have gone up and down the field so far in the first half. Finally, I say, here's a stop on third down.
Ready,
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is fourth down.
Get it.
They're indeed going for it as they look to throw.
Drops it underneath for Tootin.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there.
On the 6.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw again.
And a dangerous throw there, incomplete. He threw that into coverage. It was nearly intercepted.
That certainly appeared to be a play call where they were just trying to make second down, second and short. I think they thought the coverage was off a little bit more than it was. Nice job there pressing up on it and forcing the incompletion.
Ready.
They'll look to throw again. And he comes back with one complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
Go. Cougar 19. 60 Eagles. 60 Eagles.
Now a play fake here on first down.
Now he's going to step up and run.
And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain.
I think the last two plays really illustrate how difficult it is to game plan against this guy because you know he can throw the football, but how about his use of legs as well, what we call those broken plays? You can't account for them.
Yeah, those plays, those two that you just mentioned, a microcosm really of how he can hurt you. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. The end result, 21 yards.
It's all pretty simple sometimes, isn't it? Go where the defenders are not, and he does exactly that. Makes a nice catch to move the chains. Defense, got to find a better way of accounting for the shorter routes that are being run against them.
Here we go. Here we go.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there. A 3-yard run as he kept it himself.
And the Seahawks are an extra point away from evening this one up.
I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
Point after here coming up. He's got it. This thing's turning a bit wild here. We're tied at 28. So right back to square one, tied at 28 as he kicks it away.
And able to get this out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
A lot of time for this unit to game plan on the sideline after that drive that they watched the other side just score. But remember, last time they were out, they scored as well. We'll see if they can seize that momentum right back.
And they haven't had a lot of time to cool off from reaching the end zone the last time. So have they been able to keep themselves mentally sharp and into this game, even though they haven't been on the field? And you and I both know, one big play, though, gets them right back up to that level.
Throwing now is Mahomes. Gets this into the hands of Gray, the tight end. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
A give to Smith out of the gun. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory.
59 yards rushing for him now to this point. Second down and 3.
Seahawks 46-yard line.
Mahomes now to throw. Looking left side, he's got him in. That's Smith. The Chiefs have got the passing game rolling a bit, and another first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time, they pick up a first down. So now on defense, you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going.
And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Rashard Smith, his second touchdown of the game and his 9th on the year.
And the Chiefs will take the lead here in the final minute of the first half. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And they will take a 7-point lead.
Seahawks 28. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts.
So as they talk it over, we step aside. Second and 10.
They'll look to throw.
On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. And they will take over at the 26-yard line. So after the INT, here's Mahomes. And that is incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Working from the gun, Mahomes.
And this throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to third down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is third and long. Running left, it's Smith. And that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. So on fourth down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the left hash, this from 39. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Here we go, here we go.
And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Then he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
That's good.
Well, there's no disputing. He's made some poor throws in this first half, but this was a good one. And you can bet this is an offense that isn't going to pull back. They believe in what he can do. So all you can do is look forward, and they pick up a first down.
Ready? Ready?
Back to throw now on first down.
Austin is there and brings in another one.
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
It's a gain of 22
And it's a real
yards.
luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. From the left hash, this from 39. And his kick is good. And that will do it for this first half. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
And a short pass pulled in by Washington.
And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on third down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
Out to the flat. That's complete to his running back. We'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And it'll be fourth down.
I really like the angles that the tacklers came from on that play. They secured inside, took away the cutback, The sideline's there, so he can only go so far outside. And they were able to close in and tackle him for a loss.
Yeah, they used your boy over there, the 12th man. Sammy sideline. Right?
Sammy sideline. You know something?
Fighting through. He's got space. And he is brought down, but not before reaching the 30. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 30-yard line. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Here we go. Stack. Ready.
Now back to throw. And that'll be incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect them to have more completions to him in this game.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
He'll look to throw. Caught by Wilson. Well, almost, but not quite. Needed 10. He got 9. 4th down.
A 9-yard gain on the play. It's now 4th down.
Here we go on 4th down. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. They're able to keep the drive alive. 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
Okay, break. Here we go. Here we go.
Back to throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. Touchdown. Bashir Tootin, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks are an extra point away from drawing level. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will tie our game here in the 3rd. Nothing separating these two teams on the scoreboard as the kick's away here. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. After that last touchdown we just saw, Charles, we got ourselves a brand-new ball game all tied here in the 3rd as they have their first possession of this 2nd half.
And, Brandon, this drive is all about one word to me, and that's the word answer, because they're trying to answer the momentum the other offense picked up in tying the game, because not only if they score and they feel better about themselves, they'll retake the lead and maybe set the tone for the rest of the half, keeping them in the driver's seat.
DJ Johnson. What a season he continues to have, his 15th sack of the campaign.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make 3rd down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big 3rd down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
He's going to float this over the middle, deep. And Mahomes misfires again, and it's intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Seahawks are going to have a short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
Well, that one was in the air for an agonizingly long time.
Just begging to be picked off, wasn't it? It's one thing if you're throwing a ball like that, trying to throw someone open or lead them into an area. That ball needed to be thrown with a lot more conviction. As a result, it's an easy interception.
From the midfield stripe, they look to throw. And this is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Third quarter, all tied up. This is 2nd and 10.
Let's go now. Hop 70.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And he's going to get this inside the 30. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. First down, Seahawks.
That's good for a Seahawks.
Come on, come on.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Completes it to Austin. And they'll get this down to the 10. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
Tiger, 19 Tiger. Go.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. 2nd down.
This defense not fooled one bit on that touch pass.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they've run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
They'll get this out to Tootin.
And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. So with the yardage on that completion, he's now right at exactly 300 yards on the game.
And isn't that the magic number you get? All right, 300. That means it's going to go out on commemorative football to put on your mantle when they give you the game ball if your team wins. So much confidence flowing through him right now throwing the football. I think it's permeated itself throughout the entire team. They feel good about what they're doing.
A gain of only a yard. It's 4th down.
Now a shotgun snap as they look to throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They try to throw on 4th and goal from the 2, and the ball's going to be going back to the Chiefs. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
4 yards. 1st down, Chiefs.
So forget about being backed up. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way across midfield.
Attack!
To throw, it's Mahomes.
Goes right back to Smith again.
Mahomes pass. Complete to Brashard Smith. A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 39-yard line.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Ball on the 39. Here's the 2nd down and 4.
From the shotgun, they run with Smith. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Mahomes going to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss. These strong safeties, some people may not realize it. It's really like an extra linebacker, right?
It really is, because they're hybrids. Half linebacker, half defensive back. The linebacker in him on that play emerged.
Tie game, 4th quarter, and they're going for this thing on 4th down. That's caught inside the trolley.
And he is going to have the Chiefs first down, and that was something else. A big pickup on 4th and long to give him a new set of downs.
Easy. Hold on, mister.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. This will be caught at about the 5.
Well, the Chiefs are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And they'll try the option on 1st and goal.
They will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, a 3-yard run as he kept it himself.
And the Chiefs drive the entire length of the field, 99 yards for the score.
Butker on for the PAT. And they will take a 7-point lead now.
That's the score. Chiefs 45. Seahawks 38. Harrison Butker to kick off for Kansas City.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28.
First and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
And now, after the touchdown a moment ago, they work from behind in a 7-point game in this 4th quarter. Plenty of time on the clock.
And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback. So that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
Here's 2nd and 10.
60 Eagles. Let's go now. Count, go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And Wilson with it complete.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards.
Here we go.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Hawk 70.
They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Under pressure, and down he goes.
Trey Hendrickson showing off his pass rush repertoire that time.
Well, someone is certainly having a big game, and while that sack doesn't quite have the splash of his pick 6 from earlier, you know he's thrilled to be making big plays during a great individual effort today.
Under 4 to go now as the clock runs and they come up on 2nd down.
Ready? 79.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
And they won't fare much better here as he maybe gets back to the line. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is 3rd and long.
3rd down and long.
They're going to look to throw. And he's taken down. The Chiefs sack. Chris Jones in there to get him for a loss of 9 yards, and that also leads to 4th down. The Seahawks send out their punter. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the first downs. And the goal? End the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
He finds Smith out of the backfield. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. First down for the Chiefs. Solid chunk of yardage. 17 on the play.
Kansas City Chiefs.
Hey, 43, 15. Yellow.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. That's into the hands of Worthy. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football.
57.
Mahomes now to throw. In trouble, and he's taken down. DJ Johnson able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
Yellow. 40. Hey, 15. Attack. 15. Attack.
Now here's Mahomes. Under pressure, and they got to him again. DJ Johnson dropping him for the second straight play. Might want to think about blocking him here on 3rd down. Boy, tough spot here as they approach the line of scrimmage. A long way to go to try to pick up this first down.
Yellow. Easy. Yellow.
And the slot man goes in motion left. Now on 3rd and forever, he'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. Here's 1st and 10.
Ready. 18 Cardinal.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Well, I guess at the very least, they got the tackle from keeping him out of the end zone.
Yeah, you're looking for that silver lining, aren't you? But guess what? Everything changes now after that big play. They've got a chance to strike.
Here's 1st and goal.
Here we go. Bronco 80.
And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4.
The Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Ready? 70 lines. 70.
Turton will get about halfway there as he takes this from the 4 down to the 2.
That didn't just feel like good defense there. That felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
He's back to throw. And he is across and in for the score. And now they can tie the game in the final stages with an extra point.
Or they can go for 2 and go for the win.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie. Because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a 2nd and sometimes 3rd progression. That was a nice play.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And we may very well be headed to overtime.
This one, all we could have asked for. All tied, final minute as the kick's away here. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
This is 1st and 10. Mahomes will throw. Mahomes will do it himself.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock.
Incomplete pass there is probably the best scenario going, because if he catches the football, clock's probably going to run out in that situation.
No tougher place to be in a spot like this than Seattle. Here's 3rd down.
He's going to loft one deep over the middle. And this is going to be intercepted.
Kyle Hamilton picks it, and he will be taken down, and that means we are headed to overtime.
And we have free football overtime. Here we go, my friend.
And the way this game played out, this is exactly how it should end, going to overtime, because neither one got an advantage today.
And here in overtime, a quick reminder, the game no longer ends following an offensive touchdown on the opening drive. Both sides will have the chance to possess the ball unless there's a defensive touchdown. In that case, the game will end right there. So 4 quarters couldn't decide it, and it'll be the Chiefs who get the football first in this overtime session. And that is over the back line of the end zone. It's a touchback, and they'll bring this out to the 35-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have fought hard to reach this point. They got the ball first. Remember, though, even if they score, it would quiet this crowd, but it doesn't end the game. But a chance to put a solid drive together here and at least get 3 and hopefully for them a touchdown.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Throwing now is Mahomes. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Now Mahomes. Man open left side. It's his running back with it. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10.
So the penalty rightfully declined. They'll keep the yardage on the completion.
Still some disagreement by the defense, though, because he thought that was just good, strong coverage, and the contact's going both ways, so why is there a flag? In the end, though, doesn't matter. Still a completed pass.
Mahomes will do it himself, and this is a touchdown. Now, it's not over yet, but they draw first blood here in this overtime.
Well, the defensive coverage was good, so good he just decided to make a play of his own, and it worked out.
Yeah, you often wonder if they think to themselves, was the coverage too good to allow him to run the football? But I think you'd rather take your chances with him doing exactly that, and he beat him on that play all the way to the end zone.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And they will take a 7-point lead.
Harrison Butker to kick off 14.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense.
Here we go, here we go. 60 Bison, 60 Bison.
Now a first throw here in overtime. He finds Austin complete. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
Gets this complete to Shaheed.
And he's got this down to the 35. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. He's padding his already great numbers here in overtime. More importantly, though, moving his guys downfield.
And I think that's exactly what's going through his head right now. Moving them downfield, putting them in a position to win the game. The stats, that's for the fantasy guys. I know they're enjoying that show.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's second down.
Leads to second and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Back to throw again. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down.
And I feel a little bit like a traitor as a former defender, because that big man did not want to go down and refused to go down. If you're a defender and you don't get the right angle on a big tight end like him, he can run right through you like you're not even there, and he did a lot of that on that play.
That's going to be caught.
Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, second year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes, because when he went to his primary read, he recognized that they were all over that. So he continued to survey the field, picked up another target, delivered a pass exactly where it needed to be. A very mature play for the second-year quarterback.
So we're right back where we started, all even as the kick's away.
And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35.
The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. They'll come out throwing here on first down. He's going to look deep down the field. Oh, and It's intercepted.
Isaiah Simmons picking it off. Gigantic play by this defense, Charles. So they came back in the fourth quarter, took the momentum into overtime, and now they take the football.
And how do you think the team that just threw the pick feels right now? They surrendered the lead, got to overtime, had a chance to redeem themselves, and now they put the game in jeopardy with another pick. And guess what? Their defense has to hold.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. A solid stiff arm. And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds.
Now that's a big-time run. Lightning in a bottle, forget it. He exploded out of the bottle for that type of a pickup.
Goal at the 4-yard line.
Come on. Gotta be lying. Ready?
And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
And a costly mistake. Coaches talk so much about ball security, and in overtime, so paramount.
Partner, do you ever wonder, maybe they talk about it too much?
Too much, yeah.
Doesn't seem like you can, but maybe by discussing it time and time again, and you know they overemphasized it here, it almost became self-fulfilling.
And any points beat them here. Field goal or a touchdown now.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
There's a lot about that play you could easily see coming. Backed up in the shadow of their own goal line, you know they're going to face pressure.
He's lucky his arm was going forward. It was close, but it was going forward.
Yeah, it could have been a safety or even giving up a defensive touchdown.
And he gets this up just shy of the 15. Charles, you get into these overtime situations, that's not a bad guy to dial into.
Well, when you have to have plays, especially in a spot as you just described, we're at OT, you've got to go to the guys you can trust and you know are going to make the plays. What they say.
Running free at the 45.
And a great return as he gets this all the way down close to the 30-yard line.
The Seahawks take over first and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Ready?
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10.
Here we go. 60 in, 60 in, hop 70, hop 70. 18 rather, 18 rather.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's got to put a nickname after something like that, some big jelly or something like that. And remember, this is a running back that fumbled on the previous drive, but fortunately for them, nothing came of it. And I think when that happens, sometimes coaches can lean a little more on forgive and forget. So he's right back out there and running again.
And to the front of the open man, that's complete.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. And you definitely could make the case we might not even be in overtime had he not thrown 3 interceptions in regulation. But looking better here so far in OT.
Yeah, and when you think about what a coach is thinking at that point, because normally you've thrown 3 picks during the game, you might craft your play calling to be a little more careful. Not in this case. The green light still on for him.
Now a second and 10.
Purple lady. Ready? Ready?
And here's a handoff out of the gun.
And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
103 yards rushing for him now as he is just trying to will his guys to an overtime victory.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Running game working now they'll stick with it on first down. And he's into the end zone for the touchdown and a game winner in OT.
Charles, normally when you see a group score this many points, it's a complete blowout. But instead, they needed every single one of those in this close, high-scoring affair.
And Brandon, I'm still on the edge of my seat after that one, because when you have that much scoring and it still comes down to one possession game at the end, that's not something we see very often. And in this case, these offenses, they brought it. The defenses, they're going to need some work going forward.
So for the Seahawks, the win moves them a couple games over 500 now at 7-5. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the San Francisco 49ers. Meanwhile, for Kansas City, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.